Hello everyone, welcome back. In this section, we will be discussing about the errors and exceptions in Python. Then what is meant by error in Python? Whenever we do not write the proper syntax of the Python programming language while writing any code or program, then the Python interpreter will throw an error. This type of error is known as the standard error in Python. There are mainly two types of errors in Python programming language, namely syntax errors and logical errors or exceptions. These exceptions are also called as an runtime errors. The most common reason of an error in a Python program is when a certain statement is not in accordance with the prescribed usage. When such error is occur in the Python code or program, then the interpreter immediately reports it along with the reason. Let us begin with the syntax error in the journey of errors and exceptions. Here I have one print statement. Inside the parentheses, I have a string hello, welcome. But if you notice this string, I have used only one single inverted comma on the left side, and on the right side I have used double inverted comma. If I run this cell, I will get syntax error. So it is already showing where is the error. End of line while scanning string literal. Means while using the strings, I have to use the same kind of inverted commas, either single inverted comma or double inverted comma. Let us replace this with the single inverted comma and run the cell, and here we can see without any error the output of the print statement. Let us look at one more example of syntax error. In this if statement, if you carefully observe this if statement, there is no colon in front of the condition. The condition must end with the colon like this. If you do not use the colon, then the interpreter will analyze and throw an error. The code analyzer is already showing an error, invalid syntax. Let us try to run this cell and see what happens. We got syntax error, invalid syntax. Let us correct it and run the cell once again. We got an output without any error. So these are nothing but the syntax errors. There exist many types of syntax errors. So here we have seen one type of syntax error, that is end of line, and another type of syntax error, that is invalid syntax error. But strictly if we speak about the errors, we will find many syntax errors. Let us see what are those, and also the built-in errors in Python. Let us import built-ins from the built-ins module and use the help function to see the built-in errors and exceptions in Python. Let us run this cell. So here we can see the built-in errors and exceptions in Python. Help function will result in complete details about the errors and exceptions, and also the built-in functions. Let us use the directory method to see the list of errors and exceptions in the built-in module. So here you can see the list of errors and exceptions along with the built-in functions. We have already seen some of the built-in functions in our previous sections, like lists, tuples, open, power operation, minimum, maximum, next, sum, set, type. And here you can see the list of errors: arithmetic error, assertion error, attribute error, base exception, blocking, input output error, broken, fit error, buffer error, bytes warning, child process error, connection aborted error, end of file error, environment error, exception, false, floating point error, file exists error, file not found error, input output error, import warning, indentation error, index error, interrupted error, key error, keyboard interrupt, lookup error, memory error, name error, none, not implemented, recursion error, process lookup error, syntax error, just now what we have seen, syntax warning, system error, stop iteration, tab error, timeout error, true, type error, unbound local error, Unicode decode error, Unicode encode error, Unicode translative error, Unicode warning, user warning, value error, warning, Windows error, zero division error, we have already seen this error, and many more. So we will be looking at all these errors one by one, and also we will be working with the exceptions in Python. Just now we have seen the syntax error. Then let us see what are exceptions in this lesson. Sometimes it is very convenient to recognize the problems in our Python code before we can use it in any program. But that does not always happen. Sometimes problems show up when we run the code. Sometimes in the midway of the code, or sometimes at the beginning of the code. A Python exception is an error that is detected during the execution, not at the time of creating the program or creating the code. For example, here I have two variables A and B, and I am getting the values from the user using the input statement, and I am trying to divide A divided by B, and I am printing the division after the division operation. Look at the code carefully. The code analyzer is not highlighting any error. Previously, we were getting an error by the code analyzer, but now there is no error highlightation by the interpreter. Let us run this cell and see how the runtime error or the exception arises because of the problems while running the code. Let us enter the value of A. This time I would like to enter 6 and then 2. 6 divided by 2 is nothing but 3. Let us run this cell once again, and this time let us enter the value of A as 6 and the value of B as 0. We know that we cannot divide any value by 0, otherwise we will get the zero division error. So this happens here also. So we got zero division error, and the error is nothing but division error, and the statement is division by 0 is not allowed in Python. When Python error and exceptions occur, it prints a 4-line message on the screen. Here we can see the 4-line message on the screen. The first line declares that this is a traceback. Here we can see the traceback, most recent call lost. This means that the interpreter traces the Python exception back to its source. The second line tells us the line number for the code that caused the Python exception. In our case, the line is line 18. So here we can see line 18. So here the line 18, A divided by B. This is the line where the zero division error has occurred. The third line tells us which line caused the Python exception. The actual statement, that is division is equal to A by B. So this is the line where the Python error has occurred or the exception has been raised. Finally, the fourth line tells us the type of the Python exception that occurred. The exception is zero division error. This is accompanied by a short description of what happened, that is division by 0. This red line error, that is zero division error, is the standard exception and the description is division by 0. So we have seen this zero division error in the built-ins. It is available in the built-ins module. And the description is division by 0. We can also get help on this zero division error using the help function and place the zero division error, and here we got the explanation for zero division error. Help on class zero division error in module built-ins. Why it happens means when we use the second argument a division, when the modulo operation becomes 0, then the zero division error occurs and it is of type arithmetic error. And here you can see the method resolution order. Zero division error, which belongs to arithmetic error, and it is of type exception, base exception, and it is an object. Similarly, you can get the details for any other methods or any other errors using the help function. Thanks for watching this lesson. In the next lesson, we will see inbuilt Python exceptions and their meaning.